Hey guys, what's up? This is Brett. Welcome to a long overdue edition of Planet Rotations, my semi-regular feature where I show 5 things from last week's playlist and some recent finds. And this week's a special one because I was the recipient of some amazing gifts, which I will get to right immediately after I show you 5 things that I listened to this week. First off, I'm sure you guys saw, that follow my channel saw my feature on Lou Reed for last week's Friday on the Turntable. I've been listening to just tons and tons. I'm representing still Velvet Underground. And so I've been listening to a ton of Lou Reed, ton of Velvet Underground. And this is one CD that I pulled out. It's a live show from Hampstead, New York, December 26, 1972. It's called Lou Reed, American Poet. It's a live show from the Transformer tour, and it's really stellar. In halfway through the show, there's actually an interview with Lou Reed, and it's really cool. But he does some tracks from his from the Velvet Underground, as well as some tracks from his first solo album, and also from Transformer. Really cool show. Really recommend this one. I think it may be available on vinyl. I don't know. I bought this when it came out. I think it was in 2000 or 2001. So that's American Poet by Lou Reed. David Bowie's newest album, The Next Day. I don't know if I've showed this yet on my channel, but I'm a huge David Bowie fan. You guys probably know that already. And it was a really welcomed return. And the vinyl edition of this one, it actually is a 2-record set. You guys have probably seen this. It comes with the CD, and it actually has 3 bonus tracks that aren't on the CD. And what's really cool is today, actually, they released a deluxe, not a deluxe, it's like a extra edition of The Next Day, I think on CD, and it has 2 discs and a DVD. But digitally, I got it, the bonus tracks, because there's an EP called the Extra EP, and it has these 3 bonus tracks, but it also has 7 other songs. A couple of them are remixes. There's a great remix done by, I think it's James Murphy from LCD Sound System, of the track Love Is Lost. And what's really cool about it is they bring back that synth sound from Ashes to Ashes off of Scary Monsters, and it's really cool. And there's I think 3 or 4 new tracks, that were probably recorded during the sessions, and then a couple of those remixes. So I got that, so I've been listening to that as well. So I'll have links down to my blog playlist, so you guys, if you want to pick that up, definitely. But yeah, this is Bowie's The Next Day, and that will definitely make appearance on my Best of 2013 end of the year list. On the Vinyl Community Facebook page this past weekend, a guy named Christian had started a Sisters of Mercy vibe going, and everyone was pulling out their Sisters of Mercy records. So I pulled this one out. This was their debut LP, First and Last and Always. This had Wayne Hussey, who left after it and formed the Mission. And this is the West German pressing, gatefold. Yeah, really cool. Sisters of Mercy. And Vinyl Community member Rick James Buttery down in Australia, in Melbourne, showed this in his video today, and I had to pull it out to show it again. I did a Friday on the Turntable feature on this album a couple weeks ago, but it's the new Placebo, Loud Like Love. This has been getting a lot of attention from me, and it just keeps getting better and better. Highly recommend. If you missed my feature, check down on my Friday on the Turntable episodes to check out more of what I thought of it. There. Lastly, Susie and the Banshees Peep Show. This was their 1988 album. Peekaboo was a really huge song off of that. Killing Jar is a great song. Carousel, Last Beat of My Heart. Beautiful, beautiful track. So that's 5 things from this week's playlist. So I want to show you guys some things that I got from some... I'm just really fortunate. I've met some great people here in the vinyl community. And this first one that I want to show... It ties back to a video I did back in July when I went for 4th of July to San Diego, and I was in a store called Record City with my friend Lou, who lives in San Diego. And while we were there, we were in a conversation with 2 guys that were in the store. And well, first off, when I walked in, I saw on the wall there was a sealed copy of this album, The Sundays Reading, Writing, Arithmetic, which I bought on cassette back when it came out in, I think it was January of 1990. So I was debating on whether to get that, and while we were shopping, we got in this conversation because I was wearing a James shirt, And these two guys, we were talking about various bands, and then it turns out one of them mentioned, I think it was Richard, mentioned that he's in this group called the Vinyl Community, and I was like, wait a minute, what? So yeah, so it's funny because we knew each other online and then just coincidentally met in person. And well, of course, we're our vinyl community people going to meet in a record store, right? So Christopher and Richard, thank you so much for sending me that. They ended up buying the sealed copy, but they said, we have an extra copy and we're going to send it to you. So this arrived, I think it was early last week, and thank you guys so much. Christopher and Richard, they don't shoot videos here on the YouTube side, but they're very both active on the Facebook page. So thank you guys so much for sending this to me. I'm super happy to have it in the collection. Thanks again. So a couple weeks ago, I had some things going on that was kind of just a total downer, and my friend Jesse, Dream Pop Jesse, Super Turbo Blur, said, oh, I want to stop by. I have something that'll help cheer you up, and brought this over, some little in-person vinyl community love train with a copy of the first Sugar Cubes album, Life's Too Good, from 1988. Jesse's a huge Sugar Cubes Bjork collector, as you guys may have seen on his channel. Birthday, what a song. Sugar Cubes, I got to see them in '92 when they opened for U2, and I actually got to hang out and jam with the drummer of the Sugar Cubes back then, and then we drove him to the show. Special moment there. So Jesse, thank you so much for that. Dream Pop Jesse, check out his channel, Super Turbo Blur. All right, and then I got this unexpected package. God, guys, I hate sounding like I'm... Well, anyways, I got this really unexpected parcel from John White. John, I know you used to do some videos. I know I remember a couple. I don't know. I don't think you've done one in a long time. But John White, he's active on the Facebook side. Sent me this late birthday present. My birthday was in September, and I was blown away by what he said. I had no idea. I didn't know this was even coming. But wow, blown away by this. A CD single for James, Just Like Fred Astaire. You guys know James is one of my favorite bands, and Just Like Fred Astaire is incredible. And yeah, there's 2 B-sides on here. Sorry, I'm getting overwhelmed by this. Amazing. Thank you, John. Let's keep going. He sent me the 33 1/3. It's a little book series on Big Stars Radio City. This is by Bruce Eaton. So cool. And here's a real weird coincidence, is that day this package arrived, I was just at a record store and I was looking at this exact thing. I had it in my hand, and then I just decided to put it back, and then checked the mail, and there it was in that package from John. It's OMD's Live Architecture and Morality and More live Blu-ray. Man, how cool is that? Thank you, John. And there's still some more. The band James, 7. This is the live concert that came out right before the album 7 came out back in '91, and they performed the whole album in its entirety. So super cool. And then this one, which is the first thing I saw when I opened it, he sent me a double disc DVD of actually my friend Jatan Damon's this DVD that was released on Cult Epics, and it's a 2 DVD set, and it actually came with a bonus CD with a bunch of cover versions and demos and such. It has a booklet, and this is so super cool because I had yet to buy it, and I'd seen a lot of the content on it, but I don't have an official copy of it. And so, man, John, you really knew what to get me there. I mean, how perfect was this? So anyways, so super cool. John, thank you. Thank you, Jesse, and thank you, Richard and Christopher. But hang on a second, guys. I pulled out a few things that I pulled out a few things out of the recent things I got. I didn't want to make this video too long, so I just wanted to show you a couple interesting things. We have a chain here in Phoenix, and there's some in Tucson and also in Las Vegas called Zia Records. And they opened up, there's been a long time store that's been right by ASU on the intersection of Mill and University in downtown Tempe. I've been going there since the late 80s, and that one, they were expanding and moved a few miles south. And they did a grand opening, and Jesse, Dream Pop Jesse, and I went. And then like a week later, we went and saw my friend Davey from the band AFI. His band played, and after the show, we stopped at that Zia again because they were open until midnight. And I was so happy that I stopped in there because I found this. I'm a huge Zola Jesus fan, and this is Tsar Bomba, which is this really limited edition. I think it's either 250 or 500 of these. And it's a really interesting, it has C-Talk, which he later went on to re-record in various forms. But I think this came out in 2008, and it's very lo-fi in production, kind of similar to her first album, The Spoils. But I was super happy to find this. I'd never seen it. I don't even know if I knew it existed until I saw it, and I was like, wow, that was a really cool score. So yesterday I went and visited my friend Brent over at the Record Room. You guys have probably seen Brent featured in my Saturday Night Music Club videos. And so I pulled out a few things, found this. I showed this on the Facebook page. This is Lowe's Songs for a Dead Pilot. Lowe is just a tremendous band. I've been following them since their first album came out, I Could Live in Hope, back in 1994. And I've only had this digitally and was happy to find this for only $5 on Cranky from 97. Really cool, really atmospheric, especially the second side is really tremendous. So really cool. And I got one more thing to show. While I was over at the Record Room, who shows up? Dream Pop Jesse. Didn't even text me to say he was going, but it was this really funny meetup. But what do? We collect records. We go to record stores, you know? So he pulled this one out and he said, you were buying this one without a doubt. And everyone knows I'm a huge Corey Feldman and Corey Haim fan. And there it is, the License to Drive soundtrack. Pulled this one out of I rarely look at the dollar bin. But so Jesse found this in the dollar bin. And man, R.I.P. Corey Haim. I mean, this is like, you know, teenage years right here. Love this movie, Mercedes Lane, with Heather Graham there, Roller Girl. Yeah, very cool. So anyways, that wraps up this episode of Planet Rotations. Thanks, John. Thanks, Jesse. Thank you, Richard, Christopher. Thanks, guys, for watching and for subscribing. I just passed the 800 subscriber mark, guys. So thank you always for your comments, for viewing, and for tuning in. I'll be back. I'll talk to you guys soon.